40. Hello, everybody. This is the second meeting of the Holochain-in-Action for pair programming on PeerShare. Really nice to see our friend here again from community, and somebody are going to join us later. They are going to be late. So we already did checking, and in this video, we are going to start doing a pair programming. But before pair programming, for the people who are going to start watching us from this one, I'm gonna quickly review PeerShare. If you didn't have chance to view the last video, to visit the last video, or you were not here, actually, generally, we are going to implement PeerShare pair programming at the beginning of the Holochain-in-Action meetings that we have. PeerShare is supposed to be Holochain application, and I have the plan to publish finally this application on a Holoport. So the reason of this application, it's going to be for a file sharing, and in the next version or advanced version of PeerShare, it's supposed to have kind of feature like a YouTube channel that the people can subscribe to some channel, maybe do some payment, and as much as possible, we can add extra feature. All in all, PeerShare application is supposed to be kind of experimental application. We are going to learn, we are going to do pair programming, we are going to test some architect and design, maybe somehow we will change it, some meaning here in the future, we don't know, we are just going to start. So, and in the pair programming, we are going to see what's happening. It is. So, and hey, Jakub, let me also share my screen. It is the reason of pair programming, and I'm going to share the screen here. It is the PeerShare. It is accessible via Holochain-in-Action in Github and PeerShare. Version 1, it is the diagram. So, all in all, as we talked, we are going to have an abstraction layer in a Holo-layer, which is generally is going to be JSON schema. We are defining the data type like a table base, like SQL Server or something like that, abstraction data definition. And in the outlet layer that we are calling outlet layer, so it's going to be open in the browser. So here we are going to have a kind of MVC pattern. Concrete model is going to be here, controller for connecting to the Holochain layer or Holoport layer or anything, and connecting to Oracle adapter is going to be inside the controller. Concrete modeling, as I mentioned, inside the Holochain application, we are going to have actually abstraction layer, and we will see what's going to happen. And a view that mostly we are calling this part as a UI, but I would prefer to have a view as a UI, this component. It means view is the one logic and one part of this outlet layer, and that's why I changed this section to outlet layer instead of UI. So by having this one, I'm thinking that somehow we can cover a DevOps topic. It means we can easily change something without changing the DNA code, and without having any issue for DNA versioning, we can easily implement DevOps. It means just publish, go to the next version. Some basic information, some business rule, as much as we can transfer the code from Holochain, DNA coding to the outlet layer, we can easily change it and just go for a DevOps. Generally, the reason, as I mentioned, the reason of PeerShare is experimental and introducing one type of pattern or architecture on Holochain application that people can easily implement any application really soon. That's it. Can we start?
Hidayat, what
yes.
is, sorry, what is the outlet layer? What does that actually mean? I didn't get that.
Outlet layer. Outlet layer, generally, it is a naming. Outlet layer, it means, I also explained here. Look, we have a layers here. In a Holo-layer, it is a DNA that we are going to start from today. Today, we are going to start programming here, pair programming. I really would like that we can cover today scaffolding here. Outlet layer, it means the things that we already called it UI in all. It means that the section is opening inside the browser. We used to call it UI so far, but I changed it to outlet layer because I believe we can use it more than just a UI. By implementing this way of this pattern of architect and design for Holochain application, we can go for naming or convention more than a UI. I don't think so. Because previously UI in our current framework or current paradigm, we have a client server paradigm. So we are calling it UI. Any request go to the server and client server or a backend and front end. In the peer-to-peer, everything that we have, it is this one. So I was thinking UI is not a good naming, or it is not covering everything we can implement in the outlet layer. Got it? Thomas?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. So in the outlet layer, and what does it mean about the modeling? Let's see. Let's continue that you can in the future we will see how we are going to put a model, a concrete model in the outlet layer. In the outlet layer, we have a model, view, controller, MVC, controller. It's going to have any kind of class or object for the controlling, DNA for signaling to other DNA that we will talk about it. What does it mean signaling, or Oracle adapter if we want to connect to the application outside of our application. We are planning to put in a controller. So external layer, which is obvious, any kind of application outside of our whole Holochain application. It can be cryptocurrency, it can be cryptocurrencies, as I mentioned, it can be centralized or other application, anything can be here. That's it. Okay. If there is no more question, we are going to start officially pair programming on actually PeerShare. So it is the solution I created for PeerShare. As I mentioned, the solution is supposed to be available here. It is empty right now, and it is Visual Studio for people who are going to join and visit. We are not going to have installation from the scratch, but please go and visit the forum. Installation you are going to see, you are going to ignore because it can be changed also later. But all in all, maybe this one is going to be helpful. That what kind of extension I'm using Visual Studio Code, and one of the most good and nice tools that you can really use is the Rust Analyzer. Rust Analyzer can easily give you some markup, can easily actually help you to do a better coding. Generally, I install also Rust. That's it. The rest is just a pure extension. The rest markdown they are not really important for that. This one is Rust Analyzer. Is the things that I recommend that when you are implementing Holochain application that you can use. So let's go step by step here. So I'm in the root folder. So in one folder in my application, I'm going to create a folder called Holo-layer. Please cut me and ask your question in any section that you have a question. Okay, guys? So if there is any question, immediately ask that what's happening, what we are going to do, and so on and so forth. So Holo-layer, I'm thinking even we can go one layer inside to do not make it Holo-layer. So let me go here. I'm going to change the folder actually. Let me bring it here. I'm going to start from Holo-layer. Holo-layer, it is this we are going to start from here. This one, Holo-layer. It means the abstraction layer. So, step one, we are going to use Nix shell, holonix. So, as you know, having the all installation to implement Holochain application development environment a little bit headache if you are not going to use a holonix or Nix shell. So it means you need to build a library, you need to do a lot. So the easiest and one of the nice way that you can easily create a default.nix. So if in the default.nix you are going to copy and paste this line that I'm giving you, and also in repository we have, you are going to actually easily use Nix shell. So as I mentioned, for installation, I didn't review installation. Please go to the forum. You know how to install Nix shell, how to install Rust, and some packages. They are it's really easy to reach here actually. So this Nix, default Nix, it's helping you to lock your profile in a one specific actually commit from a Holochain Github repository. It's going to build everything, and then you are ready to go for implementation, tests, and etc. It's really easy. So right now it is this version. I'm going to push the code, but for sure, future when it is changed, we need to go to the newer version. It means something is going to be changed. It is not always fixed. What happened, as you can see, because right now I have a Nix shell. If I Nix shell, that's it. If you are for the first time, it takes a lot of time. Maybe even 1 hour, 45 minutes. It depends on your CPU, your memory, and etc. It can take even 1 hour times to build for the first time. But if it is not the first time, as I did before, after a couple of seconds, it's going to come up. It means right now, the Holochain, the specific version of Holochain is already installed, all the DLL are built, and everything is ready for implementation. And you can even see HC version, it is 1, and Holochain version, as you can see, it is 100. That's it. It means we are good enough to continue. Any questions so far? So,
where did you get the default.nix content?
Default.nix, Guillem already also, I'm going to push here. You can reuse this one, but
okay.
You can reuse it, but also Guillem created a repository in development. I will share the link that when there is a stable version, Guillem mostly updating that one. You can reuse it, but generally, all in all, any project that you see a default Nix, you need to go to the root and run Nix shell and then build, because that specific application can build and create it with a different version of Holochain. Okay. So let's continue. Next step. I'm going to create zome folder first. It means we are going to implement zome, yeah? So let me come here. I think if I have it here, it is better than go back and Nix shell again here. So cd zones. I'm going to ask to, I'm not going to use any templating. By the way, guys, in GitHub, as I mentioned, Gillian created a template. Okay, you can easily reuse it. We copy and paste, bam, everything is there. But on purpose, I'm going to go from the scratch. It means everything manually that you see what's happening. Zone, it means, what is zone? Generally, zone can be a kind of microservices. It means I imagine anybody watching this video, they are already a software developer with a good experience, at least that you can understand and already familiar with different architecture. So we have, for example, service-oriented architecture, SOA or microservice architecture. Basically, any zone is kind of a microservices. It means you have a unit standalone section of a programming, so which is going to be inside your DNA, and that one as a standalone. Just imagine you're going to have a application, you want to have a repository or payment, something like that. Let me go back and reshare again. Hello, Guillaume. So what does it mean, zone? And Guillaume and other, Lucas, and I see others. Okay. Zone means, as I mentioned, a microservice. So just imagine as a small example. You're going to implement an application, you have a repository and some payment. So the people can come, they have their own profile like Amazon or some other shopping system. So as you know, in the microservices, the whole topic is the separation of concern. Any subsystem supposed to be working standalone, you can test it standalone. You have your own team, the standalone team, and they are going to communicate to each other with some boss, or let me just short it up. Generally, it is the meaning of the microservices. We can kind of somehow map the zone like microservices. The same meaning here, it means you can have one zone for payment, as we already have a public transit, and it is one of the topics we are going to cover. It is modularity. It's kind of referring to exactly the same topic. It means we implemented, GM already implemented a couple of good modules like file storage. File storage is a pure module that it uploads a one file, compatible and nice architecture of a Holochain version. It is a standalone zone. We are going to reuse as a modularity. Generally, it's kind of a microservice. It had its own zone. So right now, I'm going to implement a PeerShare zone. It means it's going to attach to this one and add some extra meaning. So both of them at the end are going to be a one application. In shopping example, exactly, we can have one transaction or public transactor zone, profile and persona zone, repository zone, exactly with the same meaning. Is there any question about zone? That is great. Okay. So I created a folder zone. So generally zone for us, because as you know, again, for all of you, maybe I can't say all of you, you already know, but I'm getting a little bit detailed explanation for the people who are visiting this video for the first time. We are basically, Holochain has been written in Rust. All application that you are supposed to be writing, it is in Rust language. Also, all zone. That's why zone is nothing, just one cargo new PeerShare library. Exactly the way you create a Rust project. It means zome is a library, cargo new PeerShare library. I'm not going to make more to go and give you more detail about the Rust, cargo. I assume you already know at least a basic Rust. So that's it.
Hidayat,
Yes.
you sharing the right screen here?
Oh no. Okay. Share here. So
Okay.
zome I created, found, it wasn't splitted. Okay.
Yeah, you missed the a dash in lib. No, it's dash dash.
Dash.
Uh-huh.
So, you were visiting the right side. Yeah, it is all the step to this today you already saw. You are going to visit actually. So, generally it is the cargo project. So then let's go to the toml file that we have here. So I already also created a basic actually solution. It means I'm kind of cheating. You already saw for sure we cannot cover all this content here. So it is the PeerShare, my name edition 2018, dependencies you will see later, and we are going to have a lib. Let me copy and paste and see what's happening. You can easily see. So for the lib, the name is a PeerShare. It means this package is going to be named PeerShare. Where to use this one, I will show you later. Caret types. So caret types, I can easily give you some hints that where to read about the caret types. So what is the caret? What is the lib? What does it mean when it is beamed? So on, so forth. So you can see here, okay? If you would like to read more, anything that you are hearing here, you can easily search, but I'm not gonna give more explanation. So then dependencies, the basic dependencies that we are going to use, it is HDK. By the way, they are cargo dependencies. It means dependencies. It means, again, I'm just copy and paste. That doesn't make you confused, or because it takes a lot of time if I want to type all of them. That's it. So let's see that today we can finish scaffolding. So that's it. Easily, it is the PeerShare with the cargo, and then we are going to start implementing the basic and infrastructure with the test. But before that one, here we also need to have cargo.toml. So as you can see, any zone has its own configuration and a cargo, but generally, because as I mentioned, this is microservice based, so you can have a different zone here. As we are going to have later, you will see, we are going to have a file storage here. Finally, at the end, we are supposed to tell the application that, hey, this application is a combination of different modules or different zones. Where we can do that, one level upper, it means here, generally. That's why it is this cargo. So workspace. In the workspace here, we are naming and we are telling the application what kind of zones we are going to have. Later on, when we are going to have, for example, other zones like zones, file storage, for example, zones, any zone that you have, the name is going to be here. And right now, we are going to start from a one PeerShare. This 2.1, always you are going to use it as a copy. It is a profile, actually development overridden and a profile release that it is the optimization level for the ROS. It is set. Again, if you are going to search, I'm going to give you a link, but so yeah, in this link, you can read about this one also. What is optimization level and what does it mean in the different profile? That's it. So let's go to the solution and start. Yeah. I'm going to officially start implementing something, okay? So use HTK preload. What is this? It is so this preload, actually it is the root of the Holochain HTK that almost all required sub namespacing or sub module that basically you need. Most of them are located inside a preload, and by using HTK preload a star, you are bringing all of them available inside your class. Mostly you will see. So any zone function should have this specific attribute, HTK extend. There are a lot of topic behind this one. It means when we can call it, how to call it. Somehow it's connected to the how can I say, to the security topic. Who can call this one? Right now, we are not going to open it. Just you need to have this attribute for any public function from zone. Public function, it means if you have a function that can be easily publicly called by a layer from your application. More detail, but not right now. Who am I? What is this function? In this session, I'm going to just implement the scaffolding, not more detail. It is for this one because I'm going to implement tests. So I'm just implementing who am I to return back the agent public key. So a few points. If you don't have any parameter, generally because this one is kind of micro from the HDK. So to make it easier, this micro mostly receive a string. So that's why if there is no parameter, you need to write it down in that way. It is not in Rust purely that if there is no parameter, it's empty, but take into account. So agent public key, all of them from the HDK also, and agent info. So as you see here, it is the function from HDK, and agent latest public key from a person who is running this application is going to return back. That's it. Is that clear to anybody? It means this function easily. Holochain application is peer-to-peer. It means I am running my application on my mobile or my tablet or my browser actually. When I'm calling this function gives me the latest public key of the agent with me. That's it. Any question? So right now, we are going to do a good topic, which is building. So using this command, you are going to build your application, okay? It means anytime you build your zone, you are supposed to type this command, cargo target direct dir, so directory target cargo build release is a wasm32 unknown, which is actually for building a WebAssembly. It is not nightly, again, yes, it is.
Everything is stable now.
Everything is stable. Okay, so this command you need to run anytime you add something. If it is building, it means the code of your ROS in zone is building properly. But don't worry, because generally we are going to, for the first time, it takes time again. But generally, don't worry, because for implementing tests, we are going to create a scaffolding that it is a test base. We are running tests. All of them is going to be automated. So.
Hadad, sorry to interrupt, but
Yes.
do we really need to build a release version every time? I know it takes a lot, I mean, about 300% longer to build Rust release rather than Rust debug. So is there any Holochain specific reason to do that, or is it just common practice?
I don't know. Again, you know?
Nope, I think it doesn't make a difference while developing. We can try.
Okay, cool.
But just for your answer, as you can see here, can you see here? Generally, we set both profile development and release to Z. It means right now, both of them are supposed to behave in the same level.
Yeah, makes sense. But I'm not sure that release option is directly correlated with profiles. But yeah, I will check it separately. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, and after this one, we are going to implement tests. But again, one explanation here, go back. Because they are fundamental. If take time, it is okay. From the next meeting, we are just implementing. Generally, when you are building your application, you are creating wasm. For wasm, supposed to come as a DNA, as a combination of DNA. You know, it means how Holochain fundamentally works. It is a two-layer of application, which is generally future. It means we are going to have one layer that we are calling it subconscious. It means they are one layer, which is HDK and a Holochain core that always running. He knows about the whole protocol. He knows how to run the things, how to connect to other peers, how to run the flow, how to do the things. It's always running. And also, when we want to implement an application, we are supposed to create a zone and then package all of them as a DNA and ask the first layer to run your application. And that's why it is a two-layer of application. So when we are building the zone, then zone and other zones supposed to be combined and go to the DNA. It means when we are building, it is the step one. Step two, it means we need to generate DNA. During this session and also the next one, we are going to see what kind of properties or features we have inside the DNA, how the things are working. But to have a good understanding, you were supposed to know zone is not supposed to be right now running directly. Coming to DNA, asking conductor, future topic, to run DNA and execute it for us. Any question? That is great. Should I increase the speed or it is okay? Do you like it? It is for scaffolding. For sure, for the next one, we are just... So generally it is building, but HDK preload, because unused import, but I used it.
You didn't save your lib.rs file. You see the dot on the right. You didn't save it after you added the function who am I. You need to save it and try to rebuild, I think.
Yeah, you didn't save it, I think.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, sure. Wow. Don't tell me I'm going to build it again. So by the way, I'm going to continue after building. Hello. Oh no. So, okay, let's continue. Oh, from the scratch. No, come on. So, but we can continue. So to build the DNA, I'm going to go to the zome level here. Outside, I'm going to create new folder named workdir or directory, and inside DNA. So, and I need to wait that it is building. I'm going to pause the video and wait to be finished. So I drank water actually, and it is built. We are going to continue. So let me share. So here, and right now, by running hcdna init the workdir DNA, actually name just let everything PeerShare UID. I'm going to already exist. I added manually. Let me show you that you can even do it. Name PeerShare UID. So the thing I wanted to do manually, you can run this command, but I prefer to do it manually from the scratch. So there are a bunch of nice topics here, and one of them that we are going to see and use it a lot for the future, and you will see, and it is one of the important points, is a property. It means the progenitor pattern that we already talked last week, and we are going to use it highly during the PeerShare application, is a property. It means your application, when it's running, it can have some properties. So that we are going to use it as a progenitor pattern. If they are fixed, they are part of hash of your DNA, and nobody can change that property. So the publisher of application can set them and run it. Anybody change it, they change the hash and they are out of the network. It's enough. You will see during the other session in pair programming. Zone, it is the definition of the zone for your DNA actually. We are going to have the right now the first PeerShare zone. If I would have another one, for example, file storage for future, and you will see I need to add it here. It means it is the definition of the DNA. I need to put everything here. So yeah, it is the bundle. It means the version that, as you can see here, come here, target, release, and target, sorry, unknown, release, PeerShare version. The file created after running, actually building this comment. So it is building this one. That's it. Any question? And it was also the DNA topic. So nice section that you're going to finish it today and have a scaffolding and finish for today, which is test. If we can run the first test, it's going to be fantastic. Test. So I'm going to change the folder here. So npm init accept all the configuration. So you're going to install npm inside the test. And then one of the most important one, we are going to install a TypeScript and some configuration that makes the life really easy. So I'm really using this one. So generally, to speed up, I'm going, because of running some command, I'm going to bring some test here that I will show you what is the reason and purpose. So TSC for running the npm command, it is great. So the scaffolding for a running test, it is three lines that I really always copy and paste and reuse. So it was the comment that I told, it makes at least my life is really easy, and you can see in a lot of projects, like I think I copy and paste it from Elemental Chat. Generally, we are running for the future always test. Test is running test setup. Test setup, it is the build command that I run generally test triroma. It is for triroma, and the test setup and the test standard are going to be run here. The test standard is running for this one. It is building your application automatically, and then HC package and DNA that you will see. And when it is ready, we need to run HCDNA package to make a DNA, and then running the triroma test. Triroma is the package that we are going to use to implement test against Holochain application. Triroma generally on demand make or create some conductor and use your DNA definition, run your application on the fly, and run your test. So this comment that you can easily go and use it, reuse it, and if you improve it, please go for checking and for a PR that we can all reuse them. It makes the life really easy. It means when you change something in your code, in your zone, just create one test, run your test, and the rest is going to be there. So to speed up the process of today, we are going to have some dependency. It is really basic. I'm not going npm install x, y, z, all of them are going to be there. I'm going to skip all of them and just use the easy copy and paste. That's it. It means here I run npm install, conductor API, triroma, Lodash, node, tape, all of them for testing, and TypeScript. That's it. It is the package basically for the first step we are going to use to run our test. That's it. To install all of them, right now I run npm install. Any question, guys?
Yeah, I have a question, but it's still just when you are creating the Default.nix, is there some source where you are getting the actual updated Default.nix kind of insights from?
Mhm.
Because I found several Default.nixes and all of them have different refer different packages of Holochain.
I already explained that at the beginning. I think elemental chat, but generally I see Gilem has the section reusable module. I see when there is a stable version, GM publishing. GM, is there any other place you would like to mention?
Thanks.
Ideally, in the holonix repository, we should have that updated. But like the important thing is that that won't need to be changed. Almost like at no point in time you will have to update that into a new form. You may have to update that to a new Holochain version, but within the same form, right? So that's the idea. It's not like in Redux. In Redux, we would have to keep following holonix versions, right? To keep updating with Holochain. This is not the case anymore. Only one holonix, you specify the hash of the Holochain, and then everything is done.
Cool, thanks.
So
I have been trying to do the same locally, but I have built problems, it seems. Maybe it's because I'm using a Mac.
Yeah, so if you that's the issue for sure. If you go to the forum, there are multiple problems around Mac. Let's see. Oh, okay.
I've been running it from a Nix shell, but maybe I don't have the good version.
No, okay. Actually, Hedayat, that default.nix is a bit outdated then.
I'm not using it because I don't have access to the repo. I don't know.
Okay, then you should update your default.nix to one I'll send now in the chat, basically.
Okay, thank you.
I can explain why. Is it good for me to do that or not?
please.
Okay, so yeah, Holonix is the engine that receives your Holochain hash, the configuration that you have in the default.nix, goes to the Holochain repo, installs, downloads, clones the repository, and actually installs everything, right, and so on. Okay, so there was this problem that Lucas had in which in Mac, Holonix did not install all the dependencies necessary. There was this libcomp, I think it is, that was missing from there. Now it's fixed, but you need to reference the new Holonix hash, not Holochain hash, Holonix hash, to get the latest engine that runs the Holochain compilation. So that all translates into let me send you a newest file, default.nix file, and everything should be fixed.
Thank you.
It is this fix is just for Mac, yes?
Yeah, exactly. Like this was a recurrent thing, and only for Mac.
Would you please also give it to me, and I can create a default nix/Mac that other can implementing Mac that they can easily download from.
You don't have to, like everyone. It's just the newest version of Holonix. So if you update to latest Holonix, everyone will have it working. Linux will have it working. Mac will have it working. I'm going to share it. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Should I continue? And then when you find it, or I should wait?
Continue.
Okay. So right now, we already installed npm. I'm not using this one. Okay. So we already installed all node module. So now in test, I need to create index.ts, and to make the things much more easier, I'm going to create also common.ts. Common.ts. So in the common.ts, generally we are going to create the all basic stuff that any scenario needs to run to have actually up and run the test, to install DNA, to create the DNA, install the agent, and then run its own scenario. So to make the things much more easier and handy, instead of always copy and paste, I'm going to implement a command. Actually, this pattern that makes the things much more handy and easier. So, sorry, and it's supposed to be inside the source folder. So I see also it is a lot. I'm going to copy and paste all of them and review basically all of them. So from the Holochain Triroma package, we need to import config, install agent hApps. From a conductor, install app request, and path from the path. So we need to create a one conductor configuration. This one and another one, it is one constant. I put it here, PeerShare and PeerShare zome and PeerShare DNA. PeerShare DNA, it is here. So it is constant to refer because the PeerShare zone, we always need to refer when we are calling the function. I didn't do that. PeerShare DNA, we need to find the DNA file, PeerShare DNA. PeerShare DNA file, it is one comment. When you go one by one manually, you need to run the comment of HC. I added here. Can you see here? HCDNA pack. When you build the project, you need to run HCDNA pack each and every time to generate the DNA file. So because we already have it, so it means after running test, before running the test, this DNA pack is running and generating one DNA file for you, and in this path. Come up, work directory, DNA, PeerShare DNA. As you can see here, it is empty. As soon as I'm going to run one time, you will see it's going to be created here. So generally, we have install agent hApps. You can install a different agent. They are actually on-demand version of agent. It means you are going to have an agent, one agent with a different hApp inside that we are calling them cell. We are going to review later, but right now let's go create a scaffolding, and later on we can go as far as possible, and we go to the detail, but just let's start a scaffolding right now. So export install agent, we are receiving a conductor that's coming from each scenario. You will see an agent name. So from a one player, we are sending conductor config, and also in the Triroma GitHub, explanation of all of them is there. So we are running one agent, we are generating one agent public key. So, and then we are installing one application with the agent public key, which is generated. It is a one cell. We are generating a one unique and return like one cell. That's it. It is the things you need. And also, because mostly during the test, we need to log something. I created just this a small function that we can send a key value that it is showing in the generally sexy way that we can log the things. It is a common class. It means other scenario can easily use this command to just install one conductor, an agent. And then it is a common, and for the index, and then, okay, we are going to implement the first scenario. The name is who am I? Who am I? It is the function we created, yeah? Who am I? What is who am I? Who am I is telling, okay, let me again bring. There is a sleep function. You will see it is just kind of helper function that we need to sleep after each time of calling one zone to just be sure that there is no problem actually. So we are importing install app agent from a common that we already created here. So, and it is my scenario for who am I. It means export one function can receive orchestrator. You will see how we can call it. Register my scenario. Am I the system developer? It is not good. It was from another scenario. Who am I actually? Install app, which is function from a common. It is install app. Can you see? So I would like to create a one cell as Alice. That's it. From Alice, I would like to create a call to PeerShare zome. This zome should be hard-coded. It's exactly the name of the zome. It should be camel. It should be in the case sensitive, exactly the name of PeerShare. Who am I is the name of function in a lib. Who am I? And here, not. If you have some parameter, you need to send parameter. If you have an object like class, you will see we will have a lot. You need, if you have, I don't know, DTO, and then something, you need to send your class exactly here, anything you would like. But right now it is empty. So it is the log I created. So, and it is the assert actually. It means the return object, because it is mostly the buffer, okay? To base 64 should be equal to Alice cell base 64, because we created a 2 cell, you know, the cell number 2 is Alice, and then a sleep. That's it. If the run is going to be test, it means we build the zone, we create the DNA, we run triroma, and all scaffolding is good and enough to start implementing other functions. That's it. So it means right now I need to npm test. That's it. Oh, sorry. Here, because it is running index, yeah? Here it is index. Here we need to create one object from triroma orchestrator, and this class that's sending this orchestrator. Can you see here? Who am I? Exporting this function that waiting for orchestrator. It means one instance of orchestrator and run the orchestrator. That's it. I forgot. It means it ran nothing. So it shouldn't be run because right now we are in something that is
maybe
config.
I think you're missing the tsconfig.
Yes,
right?
sure. Yeah. So, but I really would like to show you something in the normal way. Wait a second. There is a point. I really would like to tell you what is the point. Okay, to run TypeScript init, npm run tsc init. It is running the tfs config. Yes, it is the configuration. As you know, we have TypeScript. TypeScript is supposed to be converted to JSON using this config. So this is you can search. This is everywhere. It is not the big deal. I'm gonna run again, but still there is a but. Again, it's not going to run even because you need to do some changes here. It is important. Don't be confused if you initialize the TypeScript and it is not working because these 3 lines these 2 lines should be there. This one, no implicity is here. I can easily change it to false and remove this one. And another one is a strict also is strict is true. Resolve JSON model also true. That's it. Look at here. Did you see? We have a PeerShare DNA. It is the command DNA package created this DNA. So it means our command is running, the command of build is running step by step. So it built the whole solution. It created the one conductor and it is running. Let's see what's happening. So it is telling that the timeout to call the zone.
Yeah, there was an error further up, I think. If you go up.
Okay. DNA error, zone not found. PeerShare not found. Okay, it's supposed that we have one misspelling something. PeerShare, we have it here. Here we have zones, peer, let me, peer. Okay, this is PeerShare. I have PeerShare here.
Maybe you didn't save the cargo.toml file.
Let me. Again, yes.
Yeah, and there is the dna.yaml.
That's it. As you can see here, Rust Analyzer is start running. The thing that I told you about while it is working, let's see what happened. Again, conduct a process on a computer.
You still have the not found error.
Yeah, sure. Okay, DNA. PeerShare wasn't. Work directory, work dir. PeerShare. So,
Is it your bundle folder that's correct? Because from where you are, you're in workdir DNA, you go up to, then you go down into target, but it's not target, it's zome's target.
it's coming 2 level up. It means 1, 2,
Yes?
and then target,
Oh, target, this one, sorry.
and then wasm, yeah, and now release PeerShare. So it is me. It is this one. So cargo here, PeerShare, toml here, numbers, zone. And this is here. Okay. PeerShare, spelling, zones, this cargo, PeerShare. Okay. It is inside, it is building. Let me delete. Okay. Test one failed. What is the error?
Wait, I think npm test does not create the DNA file. And maybe that was the problem before. You didn't save the file and the DNA was not being generated. So there is no DNA file now.
Oh, I deleted a wrong. No, DNA, I deleted DNA, okay? So, but the command supposed to generate DNA.
But it's not.
Interesting. It means here in the test JSON package, it means HCDNA pack. It means
Oh wait, it's the other way around. You see, you first do in the npm test, you first do the setup and then the standard, and setup is running the tests and then starter is compiling. So first run the test and then compile.
you mean this one?
Yeah. Well, the names were fine, but then line 8 in this file is not really doing the setup. It's actually executing the test, right?
You can change exec and setup, or you can say setup and exec, huh?
Stop.
You made a typo. Yeah.
Stop. I'm not telling
Line
you
7.
to stop in line 7. Yeah, there is a stop.
Interesting. We already built the solution.
Yeah, having 2 target folders is suspicious.
Okay, it's made. That's it. It is built. So as you can see, it's built the DNA, and it is built to show you that if you are going to, we are going to continue next week, but as you can see, as soon as, just imagine there is an issue here, there is no need to run all the commands for HCA path init or just run npm test. You are writing test, it means it is TDD. So if it is not building, it is not running the, actually, if you cannot run test, it's not working. So, and then we are going to continue. That's it. Right now we are in scaffolding. We have a project, we have a test, we created the fundamental, and we are good and ready to continue. As you can see, the test is running, we are getting the agent key, it is equal to set ID, and everything is okay. We already finished the scaffolding. So, but generally for the future, we are going to just implement and to see what's happening. But scaffolding is a little bit. Any topic, any question? So, should we say bye-bye or just stop the recording and just let me say bye-bye for the recording guys who are watching us. So see you next week and bye-bye.